If you're a fan of the United States continuing to be able to exist as a country, as a fully functioning country in the future, then I have some really horrible news for you. According to the latest round of polling, 70% of Trump supporters believe that this 2020 election was in fact stolen from their idol, Donald Trump. Now, notice that I said 70% of Trump supporters, not 70% of Republicans. The numbers of Republicans who say that this election was stolen or that it was unfair or that there were severe problems, that number is slowly starting to tick down. 1 or 2 points every time they put out a new poll. So that's good. But 70% of those diehard Trumpers, there is no convincing them, at least not right now. And this is in spite of all of the available evidence showing us that this has actually been one of the most fair and honest and accurate elections in modern times. We did not actually have the massive voting machine problems that we have witnessed in the past. We did not see as much suppression successful as we have in the past. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we extended the vote by mail. More people were involved, more people were engaged, more people were a part of the process, and they were allowed to go in there to verify, to audit, to recount when necessary, and it actually worked pretty dang well. But the Trump supporters, in spite of all of that evidence, they still just don't believe it. They don't believe it because their cult leader, the Donald, is telling them, that's not true. I won. That's all they need. You can have these mountains of evidence over here that prove everything Trump has said wrong, all of it over here, versus just Donald Trump saying no. And they'll go with the no. That's what's so ridiculous to me. They don't need evidence. They don't want evidence. And they'll tell you that whatever evidence you hand to them, no, that's fake. Well, how do you know? Because I know. Well, do you have anything? No, I don't. I just know. The burden of knowing, right, folks? That's what we're kind of dealing with at this point. But here it is. These folks have to be deprogrammed. These 70% of Trump supporters who say this thing was stolen, they have to be deprogrammed. And it starts with the media. It starts with accountability. It starts with social media. It starts with so many different places to start that it's not even wise to pick one. But there are things we can do. We can demand Facebook and Twitter and all those do more than just a fact check. Honestly, if they repeal those Section 230 protections that Trump wants repealed, that's going to ridiculously harm conservative media. That would make Facebook liable for anything, any lie these conservative media outlets tell. They could be sued for that. They could be sued for slander. They could be sued for inciting violence. So that could work the opposite way that Donald Trump thinks it could. But something has to be done, and it does start with accountability. Accountability with the conservative media. They cannot keep letting these lies fly. The court system's already failed us on that, by the way. The court system ruled over a decade ago, the media can legally lie to you. They have no legal obligation to tell you the truth. So that's where we're at. But the 70% on here, they're the victims of that. This is what decisions like that by that court way back when, this is what they bring us. This is what happens. A dumbed down American public. Because at this point, thanks to social media, everybody has a microphone. The problem is too many people want to use that microphone to spread crazy, nonsensical lies instead of using it to move the country forward.